removing Browns reporters and insiders access to the team due to a lot of the negativity and lies that they have been spewing, and particularly about
Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Todd Monken has officially hit his limit. The Cleveland Browns offensive coordinator isn't playing around anymore, and the message to the local media couldn't be clearer. You are straight up not welcome. Monken made the call to shut reporters out of Shedeur Sanders' training sessions, and once you understand the reasoning behind it, you won't fault him for a single second. Here's the reality though. We literally just watched an entire season unfold, showing exactly what happens when the media has unlimited access to a young quarterback. We saw Rex Ryan lose his cool on national TV. We saw Tony Grossi roast a rookie just for feeling sore. We watched Mary Kay Cabot turn a minor traffic ticket into a full-on character attack. And through all of that, Shedeur Sanders had to get up every morning, suit up, and go to work knowing the entire Cleveland media machine was circling like vultures. Not anymore. Todd Monken has finally had enough, and he's taking action. Now, let's break down exactly what this move means and why it's so massive as Shedeur Sanders enters the next stage of his career. Todd Monken didn't make this decision because he's scared of accountability. He didn't do it because the Browns have something to hide. He did it because he saw how the Cleveland media treated his quarterback last season and decided protecting his players' prep environment is way more important than feeding a bunch of agenda-driven reporters their next hot take.
Getting a level of access, and that's why they've been acting so on edge. You've seen her going off and all this stuff. Listen, man, they are getting cut off. My man G. Bush broke this thing all the way.
Think about what Shedeur had to deal with before he even took a single first-team snap. Zero first-team reps in training camp. The Cleveland Browns drafted him 5th overall and didn't give him a single first-team opportunity in the preseason. And then, hold up, the same media that never questioned that call turned around and blamed Shedeur when things didn't go perfectly from day one. That is exactly the kind of environment Monken refuses to let happen again. He watched his quarterback get dragged into every negative media cycle last season without ever having a proper foundation to succeed. Now that Shedeur has shown what he's truly capable of, Monken is making sure the prep environment from here on out is fully protected.
New regime in Cleveland is not playing games. If you was on funny business with Shedeur last season as an insider reporter, they are cutting you off.
Now, let's break down exactly what Todd Monken witnessed, because context here is everything. Rex Ryan went on live national TV and completely lost it, yelling at the top of his lungs that Shedeur Sanders wasn't doing enough to get on the field. A veteran media personality, someone who's been around pro football his whole life, sat in front of the camera and publicly tore down a rookie quarterback who hadn't even seen one first-team rep. And the question is, where was the outrage over that?
This kid talks, he runs his mouth like I could be a starting quarterback with his arms crossed like this. Get your ass in the front row and study and do all that. If I know, the whole league knows. Quit being an embarrassment that way. You got the talent to be the quarterback. You should be embarrassed that you're not the quarterback now.
Where were the headlines asking why the team hadn't properly prepared their 5th overall pick? There were none, because the media didn't want that story. That story didn't get clicks. That story didn't spark controversy. Attacking Shedeur Sanders did. Tony Grossi took it even further. When Shedeur talked about arm soreness, a totally normal human thing for any quarterback, especially one working through an injury and limited reps, Grossi went on air and mocked him. He questioned his toughness. He questioned his commitment. He even implied that Sanders had no right to feel sore given how little he'd actually been used. Now think about how messed up that is. The organization gave him limited reps, and when his body reacted exactly like any athlete's would, a reporter turned it into ammo to question his character.
You're using that as a negative against the kid?
I don't understand.
Jesus God, would you give him a chance?
Well,
My God, because his arm's sore? What, that's a negative that the kid's got a sore arm?
Yes.
Because he's working too hard? Damn.
And then there was Mary Kay Cabot, the lead Browns reporter, the one whose job is supposed to cover the team fairly and accurately. She labeled Shedeur Sanders as undisciplined. She called him narcissistic. She spent week after week pumping out articles suggesting Dillon Gabriel was the better quarterback, hinting the Browns had made a mistake, that Gabriel deserved more reps. She created an entire narrative aimed at tearing down a rookie before he even had a real chance to shine. And she did it relentlessly, week after week, article after article, backed by the full credibility of a lead beat writer. Todd Monken saw every single bit of that, and he decided it stops now. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, because while all of this drama was unfolding, Ryan screaming, Grossi mocking, Cabot pushing Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders was doing something remarkable. Nothing. He said absolutely nothing.
The team will admit that or not, but this goes on the negative side of the ledger for Shedeur Sanders.
Shedeur has been crystal clear about his mindset. He knew these media personalities were doing what they do, for clicks, for views, for drama. He understood their job is to spin narratives, not report the truth. And he decided he would never let their shifting, agenda-driven takes dictate his confidence or focus. When his chance finally came later in the season, he went out and performed. He showed everyone in the stadium and at home exactly what a 5th overall pick is capable of. And what happened next? They all flipped, every single one of them. The media's job is supposed to be to inform the public, to provide honest, accurate coverage of the team and its players. What we saw last season was the exact opposite. It was a coordinated cycle of negativity, character attacks, and manufactured controversy designed to generate engagement, not inform anyone. When Tony Grossi mocked a quarterback's injury, that wasn't journalism. When Mary Kay Cabot turned a speeding ticket into a character assessment, that wasn't journalism. When Rex Ryan screamed on national TV about a rookie who never got first-team reps, that wasn't journalism. So if the media won't do their job honestly, Todd Monken has every right and every responsibility to control the access they get. And here's the bigger picture. Shedeur Sanders is entering a critical stage of his development. The foundation he builds this offseason, the chemistry he develops with teammates and coaches, the mental clarity he carries into next season, all of that matters massively, and none of it is helped by reporters on the sideline hunting for quotes they can twist or moments they can spin negatively. Monken isn't hiding anything, he's building something, and he refuses to let the same people who tore his quarterback down last season have a front-row seat to the process. At the end of the day, it comes down to one simple truth. Todd Monken saw exactly what the Cleveland media did to Shedeur Sanders last season. He watched them attack without evidence, flip without apology, and spin narratives with zero accountability. And he made the choice that any good coach, leader, and person would make. He chose to protect his player. Shedeur Sanders already proved he has the mental toughness to handle everything thrown at him. He stayed calm when Ryan was screaming. He stayed focused when Grossi was mocking. He stayed locked in when Cabot was trying to replace him in the press before he even got a real shot. And when his moment came, he delivered. Now, Todd Monken is making sure that going into next season, the only voices in that building during preparation are the ones actually there to help Shedeur Sanders become the quarterback this franchise drafted him to be. The goons can watch from outside. The work happens within. What do you think about Monken's decision? Was he right to block media access? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the latest